That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Sports Night. I'm Jamarcus Fitzpatrick. She's Nicole Hutchison. That's Corey Howard. And for the next 30 minutes, we need your undivided attention as we break down everything that's in the sports world impacting Central Louisiana. We're going to start with a wrap-up of our Week 3 football games in high school. Our local teams have been going strong to start the season. Starting out with the Ash Trojans, they move on to 2-0 on the season. They won homecoming against Green Oaks. Arthur Lavallee and the Peabody Warhorses got a win. He rushed for 183 yards. They win against Lakeside 53-14. It's their first game back after being in quarantine. And Tioga, they would fall short to the number 9 Brother Martin Crusaders. They move on to 2-1 on the season. Brady Parker and that red-hot Grant Cougars offense is now 3-0 for the first time since 2016. They beat the St. Mary Tigers 35-7. Bolton proves their versatility in their offense in a win over Block, 41-24. And lastly, the Wampus Cats of Leesville roll past Elysian Fields, 55-38. I have to talk about the Grant Cougars. That offense is lethal. They're averaging close to 50 points per game. Brady Parker, I can't say enough about him. He has so many weapons on offense. Kareem Gaines at running back, he's just a sophomore. Eli Morrison, Jacob Mercer at tight end. You also have Ashton Carter, who is close in the running for Athlete of the Week. He's really leading that offense, and they are playing extremely lights out. Coach Dylan Baird has those guys believing their first 3-0 start since 2016. He's just got them playing special right now. He really does. Like I said, Grant averaging 50 points a game. Marksville coming off of a 40-point win. That's going to be a lot of offense. I also got to point out to Bolton, really opening up their offense more this year. Jadarius Welch, can't say enough about that kid. We know how talented he can be with his legs, but this year he's showing how talented he can be with his arm. Here in KJ Gillum, just hooking up a lot of times. You can call him Master P because they got the hookup. They're always connecting with each other. I'm really excited about what Coach T is doing with those guys. Can't forget about the defending state champions either, the Faraday Trojans. They're right there in the mix as well. So many other teams that we just can't get to all right now. We would love to, but you know, we got to get through with time. But coming up next on Sports Night, we're staying in high school sports. We have a recap of our game of the week. Let me tell you something. So it's this old gospel group called the Williams Brothers. But I got to talk about the Williams cousins, London and Terrence Williams. My goodness, they combined for 340 yards rushing, like Nicole was reading there. I mean, just phenomenal running of the football. We see the fireworks playing right there. Coach Charles was a man of his word, not coming out for those fireworks. And I actually saw a fan on Twitter say, how did that holdout go for you? And
oh, wow.
I was sitting there, I was like, God, leave my man. But Manny came out and they played a physical brand of football. They came out and they ran it, and they ran it some more, and they ran it some more, and ran it some more, and they ran it some more, and they just continued to run the football and broke the will of Menard. And I think it really happened earlier in that game. We beat Manny last year, so that does count for something. You're going against a school that's in a higher classification than you are, and you beat them. That's power points later on down the line. And if you go into the end of the regular season undefeated, you can get ranked anywhere from 1 to 5 with that type of win on your schedule. But I have to give some credit to Pickering. Shout out to Ryan Russo and his gang, Marlon Freeney. A young, talented quarterback. We're seeing a lot of young, talented quarterbacks. We also got to talk about the Marksville Tigers and how they have bounced back. They started the season off 0-2, now getting their first win of the season, doing it in a shutout. I actually got a text message from head coach JT Dunbar trying to nominate Javon Sampson as Athlete of the Week. He had 14 tackles in that game, helping the defense be able to pitch that shutout. That's a very big win. Once again, doing it on the road on a Saturday, early kickoff, 1 o'clock. That changes the dynamic. You know, it's running game too, because when Grant and Pickering played against each other, that game actually went final while I was going live in the A block of the show around like 10:08, and the game had just finished, and that was a final score of 61-48. So this could very well be a game that could finish right around the 10 o'clock, but that's okay because we have the fifth quarter. We have time. We're going to be waiting on it.
But do you really think it might finish around that time? Because, Marksville likes to run the ball, and that might even it out a little bit. I'm just saying.
As true as that might be, if Grant gets that first possession and scores the football and Marksville is having to come back, John Small is going to have to throw the football. He's going to have to stand back in the pocket and let it rip. And when you're throwing the ball more, the clock stops more times. You have more first downs. The chains are moving. The clock stops a few more times. So I really do think that game could run a pretty long time.